Welcome back to Max Reaction. Hopefully you're having a good day. I've had a good day with my wife and my kids. A little concerning, I got a little bit of cough going on and my throat's starting to hurt, so I may go get tested for the coronavirus. Where I work, there's been about a couple dozen cases confirmed and many people missing from my work. So it's kind of concerning, but for now we're gonna react to this video. It's called China Pick a Wrong Fight in the West Philippine Sea. You probably can hear, I don't know, the difference in my voice because my throat hurts. But anyway, is China picking the wrong fight in the West Philippine Sea? Why hell yes they are. Because they're not picking a fight with just one nation, with one country. They're picking a fight with many nations, many countries, and they're also going to have to deal with my country, the United States, and I don't think that's something they want to deal with, especially militarily. And you got Australian coming up. They're starting to get, you know, pissed off at the Chinese because the Chinese have done really bad things to the Australians, just like they do really bad things to every country, because the Communist Party only cares about the Communist Party, and that's it. They don't even care about their own people. But anyway, let's check out the video. Let's see what it talks about. That ship looks badass. China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, Taiwan. The 9-dash line, we all know about that. And how China thinks they own it all. The Chinese government survey ship is trailing an exploration vessel operated by Malaysia State Oil Company, Petronas Malaysian territory waters in the South China Sea. According to Malaysian security, the Haiyang Dishai 8 was flanked at one point by more than 10 Chinese vessels, including those belonging to the Maritime militia and the Coast Guard. The Haiyang Dishai 8 was 324 kilometers, 200 miles off the Malaysian coast within Malaysia's exclusive economic zone, marine traffic data showed. So the Chinese are going places, you know, where they aren't supposed to, like they always do. Since last year, Petronas has been conducting exploration activities near an area claimed by Malaysia and Vietnam, as well as by China. In mid-April, the Haiyang Dishai 8, the Chinese government survey vessel, started operating in the area, escorted by Coast Guard and the China military militia vessels. The incident prompted the U.S. to call on China to stop its bullying behavior in the disputed waters, citing concern over Beijing's proactive actions towards offshore oil and gas developments there. So they want the resources, and they don't give a damn who owns it. They don't care if the Philippines own it, Malaysia own it, Taiwan own it, Vietnam own it. They don't give a damn because they think it's theirs. It's just not. They think they can just bully over countries. Somebody needs to let the Chinese Communist Party know the story of David and Goliath if they're not familiar. Sometimes you may be big, sometimes your opponent might be small, but sometimes, you know, the slingshot knocks the giant out. As the standoff continues, U.S. naval warship, the USS Gabriel Giffords, a lateral combat ship, left port in Singapore for the South China Sea on April 25th and sailed near the site of a survey being conducted by the Chinese vessel Haiyang D Zai 8. But wag your finger at the Communist Party, you little weak bastards. Woo! The USS Gabriel Giffords joins the USS America, USS Bunker Hill, and USS Barry in demonstrating that American naval presence in the South China Sea. So we're here. We're here. We're rolling right through the sea that you claimed. It's not yours. They were recently joined last week by an Australian frigate HMS Paramat in joint exercises. The KD Kelantan, a Royal Malaysian Navy warship, has also been patrolling that area. So not only do you have Malaysia patrolling there, not only do you have Australia patrolling there, but you have the great United States there. What you doing, China? That's cool how they land, man. That's so fascinating. It really is. Wow, just hoover over and drop. Look at that badass. Woo, I don't know what it does. But it's gotta be something fantastic. Chinese Communist Party members to go to Max Reaction and check out my video. Maybe it'll save you some time and back your ass out of the sea that you don't belong in. During the passage exercise, the ships honed interoperability between Australia and U.S. navies, including replenishment at sea, aviation, operation, maritime maneuvers, and communication drills. So we're flexing the muscle. That's what we're doing. All three countries. Proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. Unlike the Communist Party. Meanwhile, Mr. Hishammuddin said international law guarantees the freedom of navigation. The presence of warships and vessels in the South China Sea has the potential to increase tensions that in turn may result in miscalculations which may affect peace, security, and stability. And we can get all past all this, and all you gotta do is, China, leave. Leave where you do not belong. It's that simple. This is how they distract operation. Chinese Coast Guard and militia fishing vessels. So Beijing also established 2 research stations on artificial islands in the Fiery Cross and Sobay Reefs, which are claimed by the Great Philippines. It has also established a mental health facility in Mischief Reef, which has been declared by the International Tribunal in Hague as within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. So all these things they're building need to go. Need to go because the Philippines owns this land, this sea, this property. Look at all those ships. The Philippines director of the Institute of Maritime Affairs and Law of the Sea said China's obvious double-faced diplomacy, building up aggression in the South China Sea while offering medical equipment to neighboring countries, had successfully silenced potential protests by the Philippines and other ASEAN countries. So they're like, here, we'll help you here. Just ignore what the hell we're doing over here. That's what they're doing. Sneaky. Sneaky little communist rats. There's only one good communist, and it is a communist. I'll let you complete that sentence.
Hello, I'm Rear Admiral Fred Cager, commander of the America Expeditionary Strike Group, underway on USS America in the Western Pacific. Our team has been underway since January, working with our fantastic teammates
Been there.
1st Marine Expeditionary Unit aboard USS America, and often in company with some of our other strike group ships. Over the past few months, these young sailors and Marines, who've been extremely well led by Commodore Rich LeBron, Colonel Bob Brody, and America's Captain Luke Frost, have done some extraordinary work and reached a number of milestones. I'd like to touch on a few. USS America, after forward deploying to Japan in December, has done their first substantial at-sea work, and both the ship and the crew have performed exceptionally.
Hell yes.
We got our first ever integration with Japan's amphibious forces on USS Germantown with the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit. The first ship-to-shore movement and integration of the HIMARS weapon system
Badass.
within a Marine Expeditionary Unit. And in February, the 31st Unit led our effort to exercise Cobra Gold in Thailand to include the F-35B's first participation in this exercise series. And this aircraft remains a game changer.
Look at that baby.
On multiple occasions, operated at sea with our Japanese allies. And just last week, we joined Japanese ship Akabono in the East China Sea. We even had the opportunity to work with LCS as USS Gabriel Gifford joined the America Expeditionary Strike Group in the South China Sea. As an old carrier strike group sailor who grew up on cruisers and destroyers, I'm pleased that we executed Expeditionary Strike Force operations multiple times.
I'm pleased
where we
too.
combined the versatility of an Expeditionary Strike Group to include the 5th generation capability of the F-35B with the offensive capability of a U.S. Navy carrier strike group.
Gotta have that
As
offense.
you've seen in the news recently, we are underway today conducting operations in the South China Sea, where we've been working with the USS Bunker Hill and Royal Australian frigate HMAS Parramatta. This Navy Marine Corps team truly embodies what the Chief of Naval Operations describes as integrated American naval power.
Woo!
And they are doing so in an absolutely critical part of the world. And matching this great at-sea team step for step are families and friends at home who support us every day, enabling each of us in uniform to do what we love to do professionally at sea. From the bottom of my heart to the entire extended America Expeditionary Strike Group family, I thank you for all you do
Thank
in
you.
and out of the airport to support our Navy and our nation. Thank you, and God bless.
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being in the South China Sea, Western Philippine Sea. I like to call it the Western Philippine Sea. What about you? It just sounds so much better. Flying off, flying off. Anyway, guys, so there it is. We have multiple countries patrolling the ocean, flexing our muscles, saying, China, enough's enough. And not only are you going to have to stop, you're going to have to get your little shitty buildings off these reefs and pack up and go back home, you know? Maybe go patrol the Great Wall of China, if that still exists. I think it does. Anyway, you've seen my thoughts, you've seen my reactions, you know what I think about, you know, the CCP and all that goes along with, you know, that. So, what do you think? Is it good that we're patrolling, you know, the sea? Not only the United States, but Malaysia and Japan and Australia, and the Philippine ships are there too. Is it a good thing? I think you would agree it's a great thing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. And let me know what I should react to next. I'll try to get to it. But for now, I'll see you next time. Peace.